Hello friends, let's start with the stroke management. How to approach the patient of the stroke, ischemic or hemorrhagic CV stroke. Stroke can be mainly on the two types. One is the ischemic stroke and one is the hemorrhagic CV stroke. Ischemic and the hemorrhagic. Ischemic stroke, if managed properly in initial period or the in a golden period, it can be completely reversible. This is the most important thing in case of ischemic CV stroke. If it is managed in the golden period or the initial period properly, it is completely reversible. Okay. Now, what is the presentation of the stroke patient? Cerebrovascular stroke patient, how it present? What is the presentation? Presentation, mostly patient present in the casualty with the hemiparesis. This is the most important thing, hemiparesis, which means weakness of the one upper limb and the one lower limb, along with or without deviation of the mouth to the opposite side. This is the presentation of the patient of the stroke. Hemiparesis with the deviation of the mouth. This is the actual presentation of the patient of the CV stroke. What is the meaning of hemiparesis? Hemiparesis means the weakness of the one upper limb and the lower limb. Okay. Sometimes, if the stroke area is large, then patient may also present with the altered consciousness or altered sensorium. Okay. Sometimes it can be a presentation. Now, what are the investigations which are required for the diagnosis of the CV stroke? What are the investigations? There are mainly two investigation which are required. The one is the NCCT brain and one is the MRI brain, which include T2 weighted MRI, diffusion weighted MRI, perfusion weighted MRI, and ADC, apparent diffusion coefficient. Okay. Now, first of all, we have to go for the NCCT brain in initial period. Okay. It is done immediately within a 30 minutes of admission. Mainly, actually, stroke patient diagnosed on the basis of clinical examination. The plantar is extensor, one side hemiparesis, the facial deviation of the mouth. These all are suggestive of the CV stroke. But if the patient are presented like this manifestation, then we have to go for the NCCT brain within a 30 minutes. Why? To rule out the bleed, because CT scan brain, NCCT brain diagnose the hemorrhage in almost 100% cases. So if the NCCT brain is negative or normal, that means patient having a no hemorrhage or patient having a no hemorrhagic CV stroke. So we can label it as a ischemic CV stroke. Okay. If NCCT brain is normal, that means the patient having a ischemic stroke, not a hemorrhagic stroke. Now, what are the findings on the CT scan in case of ischemic CV stroke? Okay, in CT scan we cannot detect the ischemia or ischemic CV stroke in the initial period, but what are the small findings in the CT scan? Okay, these findings are for the duration based. For the first 6 hours, it's suggestive of the hyperdense MCA sign. Okay, middle cerebral artery shows the hyperdensity. But this is in the initial 6 hours. In first 6 to 48 hours, it may be present with the insular ribbon sign, lentiform nucleus obstruction, which can visualize as a insular ribbon sign. In case of after 48 hours, it presented as a hypointensity. After 48 hours, hypointensity on the infarcted area. Okay, but it is after 48 hours, so it's too late. Okay, it's too late. Next most important investigation is the MRI brain. MRI brain can detect the ischemia or ischemic CV stroke in the very initial period. So we can save the crucial or the golden period. Okay. But some disadvantage like MRI brain can also be a negative for initial 2 to 4 hours. It can be also negative for initial 2 to 4 hour, which is known as a post-ictal period, and the most important thing is infarct or ischemia is look hyper intense on MRI, it looks hypo intense on CT, and it looks hyper intense on MRI. This is the most differentiating features. MRI shows the hyper intensity in case of ischemia, and the CT shows the hypo intensity in case of ischemia. Okay. Now, the gold standard test of MRI is known as a diffusion weighted MRI. Diffusion weighted MRI, it is an investigation of choice or gold standard test for the ischemic CV stroke. One other method or another variant of the MRI, which is known as a perfusion weighted MRI, which can also detect the penumbra. What is the meaning of penumbra? Penumbra means a salvageable part of the brain which is around the infarct, which may going to die in future if the patient not get treatment. Okay. Penumbra we can detect by the perfusion weighted MRI minus diffusion weighted MRI. That's how we can find out the size of the penumbra. Okay. Now on MRI we can detect the acute and chronic infarct both we can detect on the MRI. Now how can we tell that this infarct is acute or chronic? In MRI, ADC plate, if apparent diffusion coefficient, if it shows hypointensity, that means the stroke is 24-hour old, means it is acute. Infarct occur within 24 hours, that shows the hypointensity on the ADC, apparent diffusion coefficient. If ADC shows the hyperintensity, that means the infarct is chronic. Okay. Now the MR angiography is done to detect the exact location of the infarct and whether it is accessible for the endovascular intervention or not. So the CT scan and the MRI brain, these two are the most important investigation for the diagnosis of the ischemic or hemorrhagic CV stroke. Okay. Now what is the treatment? What is the treatment of CV stroke? Okay. Treatment of CV stroke, in case of ischemic CV stroke, it should be thrombolized within a golden period. The first and most important management of ischemic CV stroke is the thrombolysis, but it should be done within a golden period. Golden period is 4.5 hour. Remember this thing. Golden hour is 4.5 hour. That is why the initial crucial period is most important in the management of the ischemic CV stroke. Now, how can we thrombolyze the patient of the ischemic CV stroke? The drug used is the alteplase, which contains the recombinant tissue plasminogen activator. Now, what is the dose of the alteplase? Dose is 0.9 mg per kg. Okay, we have to multiply with the weight with the 0.9 to get the actual dose. Now, whatever the dose we get, if we get the 100 mg, then the 10% of the dose is given as a bolus IV state. Okay, and 90%, the 10 mg is given as a stat, and 90% means remaining 90 mg which is given with the infusion over 1 hour. Okay, this is the actual dose of the alteplase. Now what are the indications? What are the indications for the thrombolysis? In which patient we can do the thrombolysis? Okay, indications for the thrombolysis. CT scan suggestive of the no bleeding or NCCG brain should be normal. This is the first and foremost indication of the thrombolysis, because we cannot do thrombolysis in a hemorrhagic CV stroke. That is why CT scan should be normal. Age should be more than 18. No history of operation in the last 21 days. No bleeding disorder in the patient. Platelet should be more than 1 lakh, and blood pressure should be more than 185 by 110. Systolic should be less than 185 and diastolic should be less than 110. If it is more than 185 by 110, then we can reduce it by antihypertensive medication below 185 by 110, and then we can do thrombolysis. Okay. The next management is the endovascular intervention. We can do endovascular stenting or endovascular clot retrieval. Endovascular stenting and endovascular clot retrieval. This is done if thrombus is accessible on MR angiography. If thrombus is proximal in the artery, which can be visualized through the MR angiography, then we can go for the endovascular intervention like stenting or clot retrieval. But this is done up to the 6 hour. Thrombolysis is done up to the 4.5 hour. Endovascular intervention can be done up to the 6 hour. But many surgeons doing the endovascular intervention up to 12 to 24 hours. Okay, and the results are good. So you can go for the endovascular intervention up to 24 hour. The next management is the carotid and arterectomy. This is not actually the management, but it is a prevention method. Carotid and arterectomy. Majority of the times, CV stroke is the artery to artery embolization. Carotid artery is the main source for the thrombus source. Okay, so what we can do do carotid and arterectomy for the prevention of the recurrence of the CV stroke. Okay, we can prevent the recurrence by the carotid and arterectomy. Now, which are the medication which are useful in case of ischemic CV stroke? Okay, which should be given a lifelong. Okay, the most important medication is the aspirin, which is given as a 150 mg stat followed by 75 mg daily OD. Okay, 150 or 75 mg daily OD. It should be given with the meal because it can lead to the gastritis. So it should be given with the meal. The next most important is the statin. Statin is the anti-hypolipidemic drug. Okay, atorvastatin 40 mg at bedtime or the rosuvastatin. Okay, in sometimes we should go for the dual antiplatelet medication. Aspirin is the antiplatelet drugs. Along with the aspiration, we have to give one another antiplatelet medication, which is the clopidogrel or ticagrelor, which should be this dual antiplatelet drugs should be given for the 21 days. Okay, there is no role of anticoagulation medication, warfarin, there is no role. Okay, if the patient presented with the raised intracranial tension, projectile vomiting, bradycardia, ultrasensorium, then we have to give mannitol 100 ml for 3 days to prevent the raised ICT complication. Okay, mannitol is osmotic diuretic and it prevent the raised intracranial tension complication. Okay, physiotherapy is the last but not least, because it is the most important part of the management of the paralysis or ischemic or hemorrhagic CV stroke. Okay, it is last but not the least. Lifelong physiotherapy is must in case of management of CV stroke. Active exercise and passive exercise, both exercise are needed. Movement of the all involved joint of the hemiparesis are actively exercised in initial period and lifelong. Okay, every 2-hourly exercise is required in the initial few days. Okay, we have to manage the bed sore, feeding and general care of the patient for the better and the early recovery. Okay, thank you so much.